We have the Velocity series, which is Exotic GT Classics Max 800 PI, so S-Class. Medium race length, that means no race tires. I think we have a few cars built for that. I think I have some, for sure. Not Decade. Yeah, let's just do that. So, these are the cars that we're looking at. I know my Enzo is probably going to be my favorite car here, but I want a few other options. So I think this McLaren's also built for it. But the thing about this McLaren is it was built for the 750 group, so I might rebuild that car and put it in here properly. Same with no, I'll skip on the Ferrari, but this Jag as well has race tires. I'll rebuild that and fit it in, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to stay away from the S7. The F50, I know those cars are going to be good, and probably a few others, but I think this Maserati also has sport tires. Double check. Stock tires, even better. So that'll be another one to check out, but let's go build some cars. Let's rebuild the Jag. So let's take off the race tires. Let's go sport. We can do weight reduction. And really, those are the two main things here. I can fit a little bit more power in. Let's see if I can make it later. 56. 49. Can I fit a 40? 53. 55. Okay, hold on. Let's take the rim size off. 56. So, this is the best option. Oh, 47. Let's go. Alright, there is the Jag. Pretty basic build here, nothing too crazy. Really just taking my S-Class car and throwing sport tires on instead. Weight reduction. Doesn't have any ballast right now. I've got pistons, throttle body. Let's go check the tune real quick, see if it's ready to roll. Tune is probably good enough. We'll give it a test to see what it does. Next up, this Jag. I don't think I've ever really touched this car much. Let's see what it can do. Ooh, that's a lot of rotation on throttle. And the Jag. The thing about this car is it's very light. 2,100 pounds. Horrible corner. So it needs some gearing help, but I mean, what doesn't, right? Probably some suspension adjustments to avoid some of the bouncing there. Yeah, I find myself in between gears pretty often with this. Six nine, nice. Just gonna soften this a little bit, stiffen this a little bit. That should help with some of the bouncing. Gonna bring this down a hair. I'm also gonna bring this down a bit more as well. That should help with the rear traction. Give it a run. Yeah, still obviously needs gearing help, but I'd rather dial in the feel of the car first, and then gearing is easy. Yeah, I can be much more aggressive on throttle now. Alright, that's good. I think. Let me just take a couple of high-speed corners here and see how it does. Still a little bouncy there.
Race starts in 5 minutes.
It could use a bit more oversteer, I think, at high speed. Maybe in general. Be a mid 26, I think. 26.7. So what I'm going to do is soften the front a little bit, stiffen the rear a little bit. That should help with some oversteer. For the bouncing, I think I'll just leave it. I think it's fine. It might just be the track in that spot. I'm going to go a little bit more to the rear on the braking force, just a touch. I'm going to bring in the decel a little bit, just to help with any lift-off oversteer that might come in after those adjustments. And let's go do some gearing. Yeah, it feels nice and planted. Good rotation. It probably take a little bit more rotation, to be honest. But it's better. Look at it turn in there now. Okay. Gearing. So I often find myself wanting to be somewhere between second and third. Oh, hold on. Somewhere between second and third. So let's see what it does. If I make a few adjustments here just so that I have a gear kind of between the two. I can also lengthen first gear because I won't need it that short. So somewhere around there. Second and third, and then I'll just extend. And we'll go about there and we'll see how that feels. So now I should be able to pull out of these corners in second. If I can pull out of this corner safely in second, that'll be good. Still a little short. Still a little short. Let's lengthen second. Alright, we'll try that. That'll probably be better. This should be third. Shift into fourth. Back down to third. The next corner should be second. Second's maybe a little short for that, but it's not really made for that. Yeah, I think we're better off this way for sure. Steering feels better. I think this is the car I'll race here too. We'll try it out, see how it does. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. We'll stick with that. And roll it. No! It won't roll. Unfortunate. We've got the Velocity series this time in, what is it? Exotic GT Classics? Bunch of 90s, early 2000s, late 80s cars here. S-Class built with medium race length. Let's drop to the back. Go have some fun. Built and tuned this car for this series. We'll see how it goes. It previously had race tires on it, but it seemed to be a good option for this series. So, well, at least not necessarily a good option, but a respectable option. We're on the inside and not being given room. That's fine. Go on by. This Jag, though, is a very, very good car for speed tracks when it's properly built. But not a lot of people use it. Ooh, use it for that yellow Ferrari is going wide. Not a lot of people use it for grip tracks. So we'll see how it does here at Brands Hatch. Of course, it's got power down the straight. It really doesn't have, oh my goodness, I don't know what happened there. It really doesn't have a whole lot of power, but for some reason this car is just, I don't know if it's super aerodynamic and it just flies down the straights or what it is, but there's something there for sure. I'll follow DW in the Bugatti. Whoa, the Ferrari. Yenzo pushing everybody off the track. That's crazy. Must be a Ferrari thing, I don't know. Alright, straight line speed. Really, again, this thing doesn't have power. It's just, for some reason, it's just fast in the straights. I remember that because in Horizon, this car acts that way too. It's a very good speed car. So I assumed it would be the same in Motorsport, and it is. Right, up into 5th here. Not a huge lobby, but it should be fun anyways. Keep tracking down the lead. 4.4 back. Car's feeling good. Right up on top of the F40. Just try to go to his left and pass him on the straight. There we go. Might have made the gearing a little too long, but that's alright. Oh. Batman says 360. Let me clear some cars here so I don't mess them up. It'll probably be here or the next corner. Oh no, you know what? There might be a more fun option. We'll see. We'll see here. I've still got to get a bigger gap though behind before I do that. So at some point I'm gonna have to throw a 360. We'll see when. Well, the Ferrari looks like they might have had some trouble going off in T1. Right on the tail now. I'll look inside, might as well. Just throw them offline a little bit, shorten up the corner. Power down. Batman said he's got to get DW to catch up. Or got to get DW to catch up. Botched that a little bit, but not as bad as the car in front of me. That's a free position. Thank you. I'm not sure if Biscotti is on race tires or not, but pace looks decent out front there. I'm closing the gap though. 2.7 back. Looking good. Built the gap behind as well. A little bit early on the turn in for that corner, but that's okay. I'm definitely faster in the straights than this car in front of me as well. Yeah, look at the closing speed. All the way down to 1.3. That's huge. He's got me in the corners, but overall pace, I think I've got him for sure. Just based on how much I've closed in. Car feels good too. I like it. Working really well. I'd love to get that 25. Oh, I missed the corner. Not gonna get it 25 now. Close. I do have to throw a 360, so I might as well do it now. There we go. Through the corner. Lost, what, a second and a half-ish? Pretty on par for what I lose, not too bad. Want to come in wide here, cut down and get on throttle real early, get a really good run onto the straight. Yeah, this car is, I like it. Nobody's driving it either, so feel free to build it, tune it. Try it out yourself. If this is like a 1.6, oh, I was gonna say if it's a 1.6 split, I would have been 2.5 tenths up on my last lap. It's gonna be like a 1.4 split at the line here, I bet. 1.4, 1.5. 4. Woo! That was a ripper of a lap, as you can see by how much I caught the leader. Oh, no. I'll wait for him. I'll give him his gap back. I didn't expect that much braking from a car that handles better. My apologies. You might just have to drive the car different because it's an all-wheel drive car that's swapped to rear, I believe. Unless it's still all-wheel. Might be. I don't know. But here I go for the lead. There it is. Now just build a gap. Build a gap, don't go off, because the Brands hatch, it's very easy to go off and lose a whole bunch of time. Especially on like this corner. You go off into that sand, you're losing 5-10 seconds. Depending on how long it takes you to get out. Now we're chilling. Always in the pits. You did have race tires. Ooh, a little bit light there. A little bit light. Cut back down for the exit. Late apex there. A little aggressive on throttle, but not too bad. When I'm driving on my own like this, what do you guys want to see? Want me to just talk about what I'm doing, what lines I'm taking, or want me to just tell stories? Because now, I mean, it's lap 7 out of 13. We're chilling now. I'm missing shifts down the straight, like it's legs kicked back, you know. Lap guide. I can do a lap guide real quick. Missed the apex. Why not? Gotta have one of those once in a while. A few of those once in a while. Ooh, that was close. So going into turn 1, this is a tough corner. You want to carry a whole bunch of speed, but not that much. Missed the apex by a country mile there. Push out on throttle onto the curb. Missed my shift. Brake hard into this corner though. Keep it tight. On throttle early. You don't want to use the curb too much on the exit, if at all. It's slippery. Come in here really wide. Use as much exit as you can. Really wide here as well. Brake late. Then cut back in. Get on throttle super early. Carry your corner exit onto the long straight. Couple really high speed corners coming in here. Carry as much speed as you can through here while keeping it tight on the apex. And I miss it. This is a horrible lap. But anyways, push out wide. Hit some curb. Here you want to cut this. About there. Got to be careful on the curb on exit. It can get you a bit sideways. Brake straight as much as you can. Cut that. Push out wide. That's a bit of an awkward entry. Entry here. Curb. Curb. On throttle. Again, really wide here. You don't want to cut this though. You just want to touch the curb. It's not going to push you out unless you carry too much speed, but you really have to be careful about that exit. If you think you're going to go off on that exit, shorten it up, because if you do, you're in big trouble. Here's going to be a better lap, I think. At least a better start to the lap. A little bit of a slide on exit. You don't want to do that, but could be worse. One thing I was thinking of doing was making a new series. Kind of like fabricating my own career out of online multiplayer, where I would start with literally nothing, so like 0 credits, 0 cars, 0 anything, and have to rent cars to begin with, and then basically just build up what I can from scratch. Would you guys be interested in that? Whoa. Off track a little bit. It's fine. I feel like running a bunch of touring cars in GT would be cheating though, because you only need one car and you don't really need to do anything with it. You don't need to put parts on it or anything. So I'd probably still stick to some open glass or something like this, where it's you've got to build the cars and make the cars yourself. Don't know what I'd call it though. I was thinking it's got to be a short name, because if I want to put it in YouTube titles, it would have to be short enough that I could have other stuff with it. So, like build not bought, or ground up, from scratch. I don't know. What do you guys think? You down? Yeah, it'd be a whole series of progression, exactly. And it'd be only multiplayer, and I couldn't, like, go run a bunch of laps in test drive or whatever to level up a car or earn money or anything like that. Everything would be in multiplayer. And honestly, I'd probably end up qualifying some of the times if I have a very weak car. So I would have to actually put in some effort there. Like, especially at the start if I'm renting cars and stuff. That'd be a challenge. Yeah, exactly. MMO car PG. There you go. Name it the car PG. We could do that. How much would you start with? 0. I'd have to rent cars. So it'd be kind of like if I was a driver and think about, I think, who did this? Grid, maybe? Or someone else, where you would go on a team and you'd take a pay cut from your winnings for letting them drive with you type thing. I think you can earn like a little bit of money when you're renting cars, right? In this game. So for example, I wouldn't even take a free car. So the free car you get in touring car at the start of the game for jumping into multiplayer, like I wouldn't even take that. I would just sell it. Well, I wouldn't even sell it unless it sold for 0, because I don't want any credits either. So just ignore it or something like that. Maybe the cars I can't use, I black out in my garage or whatever it is. I'd have to do it on a new account though, because it's not like I'm going to go wipe this car or this account. And then we could follow my safety rating and skill rating as well. See how it does. From scratch. Anyone have name ideas? Other name ideas? There's a few good ones though, I think. Yeah, if you're interested in that, let me know. Throw it in the chat, throw it in the comments, you know. At me on Twitter. Hydrate. Ooh, a little bit of a slide. Should be a decent lap. From the ground up. I almost want it to be a shorter name though, you know? This thing does like the understeer there. Maybe I'm just being too aggressive with the throttle. I'll rip. Press F's in the chat. Brother Ferrari. From 0? Yeah, what's a eye-catching name that people would be drawn to watch, you know? Or a name that makes you think, hey, I want to check that out. I'm 26.5 seconds up on second. Push that corner pretty hard. This one too. Picking up the pace on the back half of this lap big time. There's a lot of time in this corner if I hit it properly. Bit of a slide, that's okay. At least I didn't have to lift for understeer. There we go. 25-2. Still timing it, obviously. I was kind of just chilling there. Good run, though. The Jag XJR 15. Solid choice for this group of cars. Solid choice for S-Class in general, I think. A pretty underutilized car, so happy that it works out pretty well. Pace looks strong. I like it.